So we're gonna move to sports. So everybody knows that we're Redskins fans. Okay. I'm sorry, Commanders. It's still in.
Right.
It's still in.
Or the Commodores, however you want to choose to call it. Because we respect the Commodores. So if you say the Commodores, it's no shade. Lionel Richie and them did their thing. Okay? You're not offending me.
Look, at the end of the day, look, they start out the Skins. I'm going to call them Skins. However, we got the NFL draft this week. Mm-hmm. So we got a new quarterback. What's your thoughts on it?
I'm loving it. I am, you already know. Everybody that knows me knows I love my Redskins/Commanders or Redskins X Commanders, however you want to call it.
Skins.
The Skins, okay? Hell to the Redskins. Okay, so Jalen Daniels, I'm loving him. The one thing I will say is that, I want him to get a little bit more weight on him because it's the big league. You know what I'm saying? Like, go time, it's the big league. And I feel like if he get a little bit more weight, he can be able to like kind of maneuver a little bit better, and I don't have to be worried about injuries.
So a lot of people were talking about that, right? Mm-hmm. They were talking about the fact that, when we had a superstar, All-American, can do everything, quarterback, RG3, the Redskins really just did him dirty.
Right.
And so they're wondering, like, is this going to happen again?
No,
with
it's
a
not.
young quarterback.
I don't believe that we're going to face the same woes that we've experienced with previous quarterbacks personally, because we have a whole new owner, whole new GM, whole new front office. Like I can't even go down the list of all the new things that we have going on. The only thing we don't have is a new stadium, in which that's probably coming soon. Okay.
And it needs to come back to DC.
It needs to come back to DC. I drove past RFK just to get here today, and I was just like, I don't care because I'm in the middle of both. So it's like the best of both worlds for me. But what I'll say is that I don't think people need to base things off of previous, teams that we've had, because we had Dan Snyder. Bye, Dan. He's gone. So we ain't got to worry about that. We got a new name. So we're ridden of all of the negative juju that can come from the Redskins. Even though
it's not, because
people want it back.
Yeah, because and preferably a lot of the natives, because they were making that was a real chief that was on the helmet.
Right.
But I'm gonna let it slide, y'all, the woke people. Go ahead.
This also came after the whole Freddie Gray, going back to the Freddie Gray that came after the whole George Floyd, the Freddie Gray, all that stuff.
Though. I understand certain sentiments, but people got to do their research when they talk about these things, because you don't know who you're impacting financially, right? Mm-hmm. That literally was somebody's identity and copyright face. They were getting paid from that,
right?
And so now you done took away a whole income, and this is off topic, but it's the same as the Aunt Your Mama, sir.
I'm still mad about that, because if you
want whole family was getting paid from that. A whole black family was getting, and you allowed them to take the
but kept the name,
and the people still buying the damn service.
But kept the name. Oh no, did they change the name? They changed the name.
What the company is, right? I think the Pearl Company or something like that. But whatever it is, some of that money was going to. But we still got the Quaker.
Family. But we still got the Quaker Oats guy. So make that make sense.
Who's that? Oh, the cream of wheat?
Yeah, the Quaker. I mean, so in theory, I'm like, all right, as a Redskins fan, I could be biased to this because, I grew up, whatever. But I always thought, like, if you have a mascot, that's paying homage. Like, no one's, like, insulting the mascot. So us having the Redskin, it was like, and I mean, some will say, because I ain't trying to get cancel culture to come for me. But some will say that you don't want to be called niggas, so somebody don't want to be called Redskin. Let's just face the facts or whatever, right? I get that, but we wasn't saying it in a negative way. We were saying Redskin in a positive, paying homage. The same way if you were to say, I'm rooting for the Bills or the Bears or the Chiefs. And the Chiefs, no one says anything about the Chiefs. The Chiefs,
the Seminoles.
The Chiefs is what?
The Seminoles.
But what is the Chiefs? The chief of what?
Yeah, they're talking about natives.
Okay, so if we're gonna have teams like the Chief, but the thing about it is their emblem was not obviously anything of an Indian or anything like that, and nor is their name say anything like a racial slur.
But isn't a Seminoles like a arrow?
An arrow, yes, and I think they do still have an Indian, or they may be removing it because they're trying to do more to swap those things out. But at the end of the day, we know that it wasn't like a negative connotation towards the Redskins. It was a positive connotation.
It's not racial. And it's not a racial thing at all.
It shouldn't be.
People look too deep into stuff. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. Like it's not always there.
It's not always racial.
Yeah.
It is times it's racial.
That's what I said.
But this time it's not racial. Yeah. It's love. And I'm loving what my Commanders are doing. I think that between Jalen Daniels, we got a cornerback. I don't know all the players because like we're recording this right now during the draft. So we might got some more players that have came. Yeah. But by all means, I'm going to be front and center September 8th. And I'm ready for the games, you know, because people are like, oh, y'all saying it's y'all year again. Y'all saying, I'm like, okay, I'm not a Cowboys. I'm not saying it's my year.
We're definitely not Cowboys fans. I'm going to tell y'all that right now.
We're not Cowboys. We do happen to be married to some Cowboys fans, right? But
I don't know them.
But we don't know them when September, August come around. We don't know our husbands. It's like a divided household. But I will say that I am very impressed with what we did in this postseason, like this off season. All the little free agents that we picked up, very satisfied with that and very happy with what we picked up in the draft. It's going to be an explosive season. I'm not going to predict too much because I'm not going to be that person. But you know what I'm saying? Just holler back at me in December and we'll see who's on the couch then.
Cowboys. They always on the couch.
We'll see who's on the couch then. Because they did nothing. They did nothing in the offseason. And let me tell you, girl.
And then they just re-signed that.
Girl, no. How about I was at the store today, right? And I had on my little Redskin shirt. And I was thinking I was real cute doing my little earns. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I thought I was cute. Just a little bit. And so the guy spoke to me, this little older guy. He's probably like in his 70s. He was like, oh, you a Redskin fan? What they gonna do? What they gonna do? So I'm like, hey, they might do something, right? So this girl, she gonna turn around and look at me and just mug me up and down like.
And what was she?
A Cowboys fan. And I was like, boo, like, I looked at her like, we wasn't even talking to you. She was like, your team ain't going to do, look, she looked me up and down and said, your team ain't going to do nothing. Now, everything in me knew that I'm a lady. And I'm not about to fight this lady. I'm not going to fight this lady in no gas station. But I had to say, boo, what did your team do in this offseason? Nothing. You didn't pick up no free agents that I know of. And if they were, they probably ain't that good. And you didn't really pick up much in the draft. And then you went back in the draft and you let a good player that you probably could have used go. I ain't going to swell too much on the Cowboys because that ain't my beef, because I actually don't want y'all to do good. So I'm happy that you didn't pick up nobody in the offseason. I'm happy that you didn't get no draft picks. By all means, keep doing what you're doing. Yep. Keep Dak. He can stay forever. Yep. Okay? Jerry Jones, you can stay there to the day you die.
But you know he is. You know he is, because he was just like that with Tony Romo. Like, when he gets somebody, he's married to it. I'm going to tell y'all how sorry the Cowboys is, right?
Oh, shoot.
How sorry they are. I have never in my lifetime seen them win. That can tell you either how young I am. I've never seen them win. That can tell you how young I am, or it's a championship or nothing.
Oh, no. Well, they won Super Bowls. I can't knock what they've done.
When I was in diapers.
I mean, I was a little.
Like I said, I've never seen it, and I never will. So don't come from our skins, because
I've seen my team win. So don't come from me, because I've seen them go to the Super Bowl twice in my lifetime. I didn't go to the games or anything because I was like a child, but that's not the point. And we don't need to worry about how old I am now to say how long ago it was that they went. But the reality is,
it don't matter. It don't matter. They be trying to use that against us. They be like, oh, well, y'all haven't been so long.
But you know what it is? Let me tell you why. Because when they beat us, that's their Super Bowl. See, they ain't setting their bar high enough. They keep talking about they going to a Super Bowl. Their Super Bowl is just beating us. They come to
Thanksgiving.
They come to us.
They come to your house and we gonna win.
We gonna win. Like, I mean, if this is your standard of Super Bowl, then by all means we'll be your Super Bowl. But baby, we got better goals next year. We're going for the big one. And I feel like what we doing right now, this is the beauty about what I like the most about what Washington's doing. I like the fact that we are creating a team of a lot of talent.
Yeah.
We're doing it the right way, filling in the holes. But the next thing is, people are not going to know what to expect of us next year. So they're not going to know how to play us defensively. Yeah. They're not going to know what to do, because from what it looks like, our new QB can run and throw. So if he can run and throw,
that's why
we're looking at a Jalen Hurts.
But that's why I gave the comparison of the RG3 and things like that, because I still, if you're watching RG, I still felt like you should have been our franchise. Like, you should have been our franchise. Like, what he was doing then, quarterbacks are doing now.
Yeah, I mean, RG3 was great for what he was. And RG3, if you're watching, which you probably are watching, I'm going to say that I love when you was here. You added like a spark to the team. You added a spark to the DC area. Like, I was ready to go to the game. I actually went to a few of the games when you were there. And I remember, like, I played the Giants game. We even started
eating Subway.
Yeah, because we got the foot on. Yes. And Papa John's. It was like we was getting a Papa John's like it was nothing. So I respect what RG3 did, but I also feel like Daniel Snyder put him on a pedestal. And I think that RG3 got bigger than himself. That last game in which he got like extremely, where he got hurt to pretty much like ended the injury.
That game reminded me of, have you ever seen Any Given Sunday?
Yeah.
They let him just get, who was it? Was it Trent?
Jamie Foxx?
Yeah. But who was it on the field? Was it Trent? I think it was Trent. Mm-hmm. If it wasn't,
I don't remember. It's been a minute.
Yeah, because it's been a minute. But if it wasn't, forgive me. But I think it was Trent. Just sat on the field, twiddling his thumbs, just letting RG just get.
Oh, Trent Williams. Yeah, and now he's over at 49ers. Yeah.
I'm like, hold up. Y'all not going to protect him at all.
You know why? Because he became bigger than the game. And that's where I think RG3 now, 10 years later, he can look back, or 12 years later at this point, he can look back and say, damn, when I was young, when you're young, you make decisions. You get above yourself.
But it wasn't him. Like, if you're just that part, like, they don't do that to Tom.
Tom get his perks on another way.
But they don't do that to Tom. Like, everybody knows Tom was that franchise.
Tom was that franchise, but Tom was also very much the guy that would go over to the officials after the game and say, you fucked up. Like, he was the nigga that will come off the field when they called a bad play and throw his helmet and throw Gatorade and stuff like that. So, to me, it's like,
because Tom is seasoned, though. But what I'm saying is, everybody know what he is, right?
Right, but they're competitive, yeah.
But to go back to your point from earlier, right? Why don't the players give the black quarterback that same respect? They gave it to Tom.
That's not based on the fans. That's based on the media outlets in which chooses to talk about.
I'm not talking about the media. I'm talking about the players. The players on the Redskins team, black.
Right, but then you go to a player when you had, there was a difference. Okay, so this is what happened. RG3, they protected him for a long time until RG3 thought he was the team. And that's when they stopped protecting him the way that they wanted to protect him, because they knew
they don't do it to Tom. Tom is that team.
He put that team in RG3, respectfully, you put the team in danger when you decided, when you were hurt, that you were going to go back out on the field. After you scored those first 2 touchdowns and you got us up 14-0 to the Seahawks. I remember that game clear as day. Once you got us a 14-0 against the Seahawks, we already have a reputation against the Seahawks. At that point, as a leader, sometimes you got to know when to bow out. And that was where you should have said, look, coach, I can't play no more. Mike Shanahan wasn't going to let that boy play. What happened was, he went up party to Dan Snyder.
You know, Shanahan didn't want him there.
He didn't want him there in the first place. But the thing is, he wanted
a pocket passer.
But Dan pulled a power move and said he needs to be in the game, because RG3 said he wanted to still be playing because he thought he was a superhero. Nigga, we is human. You gonna get hurt.
But that is the only time I actually agree with Shanahan's call, because technically he really wanted Kirk Cousins. Because why do you draft RG3 and Kirk Cousins?
But you want to know what's crazy, right? All those coaches that was on that team during that time, they all have hot head coaching positions. So you have little Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan.
But Kyle is good.
Kyle is good.
He's a
Sean McVay.
His dad is great. It's just that when he was with the Redskins,
we're not going to say the Redskins. We're going to say when him working with Dan Snyder and Bruce Allen. Yeah. Those were the people that were the issue. Bruce Allen did not like Kirk Cousins, and that's the reason why Kirk Cousins left. Now, and shout out to Kirk Cousins, because I know it's a rough week. It's a rough week for Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins, in the draft now, they got another quarterback for the Falcons, in which Falcons already paid Kirk Cousins all that money to come to the Falcons, and now they get a quarterback at the 8th round. That's like a big topic right now. Like, how does How does this make Kirk feel? Now you got a backup quarterback that they just got off the draft, and now you got somebody that's waiting for your position when all those years you played under RG3, waiting for your opportunity. You go to Minnesota, you get an opportunity, you get hurt, and now he secured the bag. But to me, he's still winning because he secured the bag. He's got $90 million guaranteed, but now you got another quarterback that's trying to come for your job at some point. And they keep trying to say, oh, this is the future. Well, most people are not thinking about their future quarterback when they just got the new quarterback that's supposed to be taking care of the present. So it's some controversy within that. But what I'll say is I absolutely love Kirk. I wish we would have kept Kirk and built around him.
I liked RG a whole lot.
Right.
But I also did like Kirk Cousins. So even though I felt like they did RG dirty, I thought they should have, okay, at least now you got Kirk Cousins. Build around that.
Right.
They didn't do that either. So
I don't think they did. I don't think they did RG 30. I don't think they did him dirty.
And the Washington Post, y'all definitely did him dirty. Y'all didn't have to catch that knee bending like that.
Nah, I mean, they did not have to do that because for all that time, we had to hear RG knee the whole time. And I mean, I remember I was at...
all them Giants fans I'm friends with, oh my God.
I was at Texas Roadhouse when that injury happened. And when I tell you, I was dealing with this dude who hated the Redskins, and he laughed.
Because the Washington Post was shady. I don't know who got that. Whoever got that picture needs to have a
that joint was savage. And it's sad because I got a photographic memory of the yellow pants and the pink something going on.
Oh
it was shady.
God.
But in theory, like RG did that to himself to some degree. Like that was ownership and RG3. So Dan Snyder, RG3 were the reasons why RG3 got hurt. Then Jay Gruden, he didn't really help the situation either. So right now we're in a good space. We got new ownership. We got new GM. I still think there's certain things that they can work on the culture. But I feel like we need to make sure like the culture is good. We need to make sure, because there's a lot of fair weather fans. Like I've been seeing people saying like, why do we pick this person? Or why do we pick that person? Well, let me tell you something. You're not getting paid to determine who gets what position, okay? That's why you're where you are and I'm where I'm at. Yeah. If we were experts at this, edit that part. If we were expert at this, everybody would be doing it. Look, she's saying no. Look, I got a little, the little Prosecco is kicking in. But no, at the end of the day, we're not experts. We're not football people. We did not go to school for this. Let the experts do what they're going to do. And if they fuck up, then by all means, go to another team. You do not have to stay here. We do not need no bad juju, no negative fans or anything like that. It's one thing to talk shit a little bit, but when you start deciding, oh, well, they should have did this, they should have did that, then nigga, guess what? You could have been in that position too. So if you really got something to say, go apply for a job on NFL.com. Other than that, keep your opinion to yourself because it's optics, not your opinion. That's what I've got to say.
Lord.